Alrighty. Greetings. I recently fiddled around with my microphone settings, so I don't really know 100% whether or not this is going to sound good, but I guess I'll find out later. Bolwuruk. A royal invitation. Bolwuruk is eager to hear how you have been getting on. Ah, it is a pleasure as always, Evray. Have you been able to relax lately? A little bit. Wonderful. As busy as you have been, with the rite of succession among other things, you deserve an opportunity to experience Tulialal at a more leisurely pace. Sampling the tacos at FF14 is one such way to do so. They're made the traditional way and laden with fillings, and are absolutely sublime. If you have an empty stomach, the owner, Brukevu, will look after you. Ah, talking about the tacos at FF14 has given me a craving. If you have the time and an empty stomach, do go and have some for me. Brukevu. Well, if it isn't Evray. Alone today, are you? I see, I see. If you have a hankering for tacos, then they're on the house. Consider it a token of gratitude for your help tracking down those treasures. Ah, sick. Go ahead and find a table. I'll bring you your meal as soon as it's ready. Your red-haired friend has become something of a regular. Rare is the day he won't take one with him on a morning stroll. Who's my red-haired friend? Him. Red hair. I can't think of who he means. All the scions have blonde or white hair. Red-haired friend. Who the f... tacos. Gregarious man. What does that mean? Isn't that like happy? Maybe not. Ah, that's it. Of a person fond of company, sociable. So, kinda related to happy. Sort of. Sociable. Alright, gregarious man. You still love tacos, I hope. Heh, you ate so many when you turned 5, you could barely move afterwards. Remember that? Disheartened man. No, not really. This was 30 years ago for me. Gregarious man. Right. Sorry, it's still strange for me too. Just the other day you were a little boy, clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off for Yasulani. And now, you're a man grown, with a face full of hair. Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family, and you can always rely on me. Disheartened man. Relying. That feels like the only thing I'm doing right now. On you, and everyone else. I can't even start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria, we had electrope. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips. But here, I'm helpless. A culinarian who can't even light the stove. The way the others in the kitchen stared at me. Gods, I never felt so embarrassed. Gregarious man. I'm sorry to hear that. I'd been told the tales, but it seems life is really different within the dome. Disheartened man. My wife and children, I was thinking I'd have them join me once things had settled. But at this rate... Gregarious man. I say you send for them. If they're your family, then they're mine too. I'll do whatever's necessary to make it work. Oh, she's my red-haired friend, of course. Oh, God. I had forgotten her existence. Wuklamat. I didn't mean to overhear, but it seems you're having trouble readjusting to life in Tuliolal. Disheartened man. Vow Wuklamat? Wuklamat. To aid folk like yourself, we've established a support group at the Wing of Reflection. There you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. It isn't easy being back, I know, but I'm hopeful that they can make things easier. Disheartened man. That's exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek this group out. And I'll bring my family with me. Thank you. Wuklamat. Oh, look who it is. I was just about to go and find you, Avray. You don't mind the company, I hope? I could use a bite to eat myself. Why are you talking to me from across the room? I gotta remember to take my helmet off for cutscenes. And they should have an option to have it disabled for cutscenes. Ah, the tacos here never disappoint. So, what have you been up to lately? I've been exploring Toral with my trusty alpaca. I've been catching up on sleep. I've been working to recover some stolen artifacts. I've been making a name for myself at the Arcadion. Oh, hell yeah. But I mean that as well. Oof, which one? Let's go with the Arcadion one. You're fighting in the arena in Alexandria? By facing off against tough opponents, I'd wager you've honed your skills even further. As for myself, I'm being kept busy with duties at the palace, but whenever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets and talk to the people. That way, I can better understand the problems they have and share them with Kona to figure out solutions. I was on one such walk just now, and as I mentioned, I was hoping to find you. Kona and I have something we want to discuss with you, as Dawn servants. Do you have the time to come to the palace? Do you have time to come to the palace? Great. I'll go on ahead. Please come and join us once you've finished here. Okay. Uklamat. It seems Connor's gone somewhere. Sorry. Landsguard. Gatekeeper. Master Everett, it is always an honor. Val Connor has stepped away to attend to a pressing matter, but he should join you within before long. Oh, join you within. Okay, in there. Right, before long. Enter Sunperch, yes. Damn it, should have taken my helmet off. Uklamat. Oh, you're all here too. Alizé. Valcona summoned us. Though, if truth be told, Alphino and I have been seeing him quite regularly of late. Alphino. He asked us to share our knowledge of Hunnish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance. We were, of course, happy to oblige him. Rahatia. Kral and I were likewise summoned. Otherwise, we've been carrying on with our work, compiling information on the Golden City. Kral. My grandfather embarked on his investigation 20 years ago. With our report, we shall finish what he started. Smile. Alizé. Lest you wonder, Thancred and Urianger have left to resume their tour of Toral. Ishtola, meanwhile, is back to researching cross-rift travel. She was here just a few days ago to get Connor's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping at some point. If the look she had in her eyes was any indication, I suggest you brace yourself for when she comes calling. You're like to be stuck with her for a while. Fine by me. Alphino. As for Estinian, we know neither where he is nor what he is doing. Some things never change. Oh no. My apologies for the delay. Cryle. Think nothing of it. We took advantage of the time to catch up. Alizé. So, what can we do for you? Hopefully present company is enough for whatever it is you need. Connor. The matter for which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sveen. King Galulja and his administration have invited us to attend. While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Yasulani, I see no reason not to attend. Rahatia. For generations, the Alexandrians lived without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have funeral rites still. Kona. Apparently, the members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in the Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal that the queen be thus honored. Uklama. Leave it to that lot to think of such things. The people of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They are being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends wanted to do something for them. Kryl. Though Sphene was but a simulacrum, she was nonetheless a pillar for her people. The pain of her passing must run deep. Kona. Indeed. A funeral will give Alexandrians the chance to come together to express their grief, that they might overcome it. Uklama. I wasn't sure at first, but I've decided to go. Not only to be there for Galulja, but to put this chapter behind us. Kona. That I requested your presence was none other than to see if you wished to attend the funeral. You knew Sphene as well, after all. I kicked her ass 100 times in EX3. I think I should go too. Sometimes I wonder if there wasn't another way. No, I don't. That would be inappropriate, considering I've killed her like hundreds of times. Yeah, alright, I think I should go too. Uklama. Because you consider yourself responsible for her demise, I take it. But that's not a burden you bear alone. Here's my idea. As Val, I'll attend the funeral as a representative of Tuliyollal. Meanwhile, you can go in a personal capacity and watch over the people as they mourn. Kryl. I feel the rest of us should go too. Regardless of the reason, the fact remains that we deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember who Sphene was, to her people and to others. So let us stand with you. Uklama. Then it's decided. Let's head to Solution 9 and look for Galulja in the back room. Right now? Alright. No chill. Little side word, Kona. Crossroads. Cool. Oh nah. Though I too would ideally attend the funeral, given the circumstances, I think it best that Lamachi represents us. Besides, I need to be on hand to oversee the city's repairs, which is taking longer than expected. When that work is complete, we will finally look into installing new thrones. But to have Father's throne here still, it makes me feel he is close by. I'm quite happy for it to remain for a while. Wrecked. Absolutely destroyed. Da-da-da. Chilling in the back room. Neonstein. What's melancholy got to say? Well now, how good of you to come and see me again. You're always welcome at the Neon Stein. Adorable. Tassels. You enter the back room. Why, yes I am. Oh my god. My little friend. Geralt. Oh yeah, this is old text. Thought it might be updated, but no. Ah, this is new. Geode. It's good of you to come. We're expecting a large attendance for the funeral. The venue isn't like to hold everyone at once. But the altar will remain for those who couldn't be present during the ceremony. We ourselves plan to go and pay our respects afterwards. Very good. Shale. Glad to see the invitation reached you. As you may have heard, we were able to find data on forgotten funeral customs amidst old records. It appears to have been preserved by those who rued the loss of culture due to the proliferation of regulators. We're grateful for their foresight. Galulja. Ah, you came for the funeral. Muklama. Of course. I am the only one who will officially take part, though. The others will watch over the proceedings. So, how have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. Galulja. I'm good. Shale is always teaching me new things. Recently, I've learned about Everkeep systems and mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll need to use my authority. What? It's knowledge I'll need. Oh, I get it. It's knowledge I'll need to use my authority properly. Uklamat. Studious as always. I see. By way of treat, I've brought you a gâteau au chocolat. It's a kind of cake. I think you'll like it. Galulja. Thank you, Lamachi. And thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you here. Alizé. Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers to the departed. Shale. It's much the same here according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees. Kryl. Considering that all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? No, not really. Cool. Bazaar. Mesquite. Has some mesquite as a juice. Alright. Let's get some of this. Maybe this will sell. Tenacity? Ooh, I don't know, man. Fuck it. We go easy mode. Sell this. Galuljaja has been added to the unending codex. Pog. Subral. Right of succession. Oh my god, how much do I have to read? Alright, let me get my water. Alright, where is it? Logs. Oh, duty, collection. The unending codex. Galuljaja. Oh, Galuljaja, not Galulja. Alright. First, Dawn Servant of Tuliolal. The foremost feature of his striking appearance, Gulul Jaja's two heads are a characteristic unique to the Mamulja's blessed siblings, rare individuals born of a union between the brown-scaled Hubigo and the blue-scaled Buniwa. These two-headed marvels inherit both the Hubigo's robust strength and the Buniwa's arcane affinity, maturing into warriors of unrivaled martial prowess. The Mamulja have previously sought to force this miracle, desiring advantage in their historical conflict against the Jibral. But the commingling of the Hubigo and Buniwa lines was fraught with complications. For every healthy blessed sibling born, 100 infants failed to survive. Alright, let me find out what the hell commingling means. Never heard of that word in my life. Oh, I'm so stupid, it's commingling. Commingle. Man. There wasn't a what do you call it, a hyphen. This is all JD's fault for putting two M's every time he spells coming. I'm used to seeing it with two M's now, even though coming is spelled with only one M. Damn you, JD. The Mulja have previously sought to force this miracle, desiring advantage in their historical conflict against the Jibral, but the commingling of the Hubigo and Buniwa lines was fraught with complications. For every healthy blessed sibling born, 100 infants failed to survive. Before Gulul Jaja's feet, too, were set firmly on the path of war, he was fortunate to encounter the Eorzean explorer Ketenram. The friendship he forged with the outsider opened his eyes to the world beyond the forest, encouraging him to depart Mamuk and its restrictive traditions. He traveled far and wide across the lands of Tural, meeting its diverse races and cultivating new companions along the way. His was a tale of unprecedented adventures, which culminated in the defeat and imprisonment of Veligarmanda, the Sky Ruin. Following these accomplishments, Gulul Jaja returned to Yaktel with his comrades in tow, whereupon they challenged the warring Mamulja and Jibral forces. The two heads' fellowship thoroughly humbled both armies, leading to a cessation of hostilities and a lasting peace. Word of Veligarmanda's defeat and the end of the Yaktel War spread swiftly to every corner of the continent. The philosophy of cooperation espoused by Gulul Jaja begat a rising tide of like-minded sentiment, paving the way for the foundation of Tuliolal and elevating him to the position of Dawn Servant. As the new nation's ruler, his bold and ebullient, another new word, never heard of this word, ebullient, cheerful and full of energy. Interesting word. Exuberant, buoyant, cheerful, joyful, cherry, merry, sunny. Cheerful and full of energy. Ebullient. 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 I'm saying it wrong. Ebullient. Hold on. Ebullient. Alright. Ebullient. Interesting word. As the new nation's ruler, his bold and ebullient right head would lead the armies as the vow of resolve, whilst his wise and benevolent left head would govern their myriad peoples as the vow of reason. Under this balanced leadership did he henceforth guide the fledgling federation into a state of great prosperity. As a two-headed Mamulja, Galul Jaja was thought incapable of siring children. Some decades after his ascension to the throne, however, the Dawn Servant was blessed with the arrival of a son, Zoralja. And as if precipitated by this unprecedented event, Galul Jaja went on to adopt the orphaned Kona and Wuklamat, one promptly after the other. With the royal family thus expanded, the Dawn Servant turned his hand to raising his heirs, the first, second, and third promises. Yet even the greatest of potentates... Potentates? The hell? And what's with all the big words, eh? Potentates, what is that, like potentials or something? Potentate, a monarch or ruler, especially an autocratic one. Alright. Wow. Yet even the greatest of potentates cannot outrun old age forever. Unwilling to allow his inevitable passing to plunge the nation into chaos, Galul Jaja took inspiration from the old ways of Mamuk to devise a rite of succession. He watched over Wuklamat and Kona as they became joint rulers of Tuliolal, and it was during the ascension ceremony that he confirmed their suspicions. The constantly slumbering head of reason had passed quietly from this world some 3 years ago. Oh, 3 years before, not ago. Galul Jaja's saga came to a tragic end when soldiers of Alexandria later attacked the capital. The former Dawn Servant faced off against the invasion force's commander, his own son, Zoralja, in single combat, seemingly defeating the treacherous promise. Using regulator technology, however, Zoralja arose stronger than before and slew his father in cold blood. You cold as ice. Tural. Comprised of two great landmasses, Jaktural, the northern lands of the father, and Yoktural, the southern lands of the mother, the continent of the New World lies far to the west of Eorzea's shores. Its many and diverse peoples spent centuries mired in territorial wars until the epic deeds of Galul Jaja and his dream of Tuliolal saw them united under the banner of a single nation some 80 years ago. This age of peace would endure until the unquiet days which followed the rite of secession. Scarcely had Wuklamat and Kona ascended the throne when the new vows were faced with an unusual crisis, the abrupt appearance of an enormous dome of energy over Yassulani. It was then that a mechanical army led by Zoralja, the true son of the former Dawn Servant, emerged from the glowing structure and launched an assault upon the capital of Tuliolal. Upon investigation, the dome was found to contain a fraction of a shard world fused with the local region. The reflection's partial rejoining caused a temporal anomaly. Its nature is such that while mere moments had passed outside, those trapped within had lived through 30 years. Despite those lost decades, Queen Sphene, ruler of the Dome's people, joined hands with Zoralja. Together they built the kingdom of Alexandria anew, and in a bid to plunder ether from other worlds, orchestrated the invasion which brought such panic and destruction to Tural. Although the Warrior of Light was able to aid the newly ascended Dawn Servants in defeating the immediate threat, the Dome itself persists, as does the issues surrounding the repatriation of those native to Yassulani. The Rite of Succession. The Rite of Succession was a contest held by Tuliolal's first Dawn Servant, Galul Jaja, to determine a worthy successor to his throne. He permitted 4 candidates to participate in the rite: his firstborn son, Zuralja, his adopted children Kona and Wuklamat, and the winner of the Grand Melee tournament, the two-headed Bakul Jaja, who was the only competitor not part of the royal family. The conditions for victory required the hopefuls to find the legendary City of Gold. Breaking the seal the Dawn Servant had placed at its entrance, however, would require the acquisition of 7 keystones, which could only be earned by retracing the steps Galul Jaja once walked to unite Tural's peoples. Along the way, the candidates would encounter 7 electors, each waiting to award a keystone to those who performed a chosen feat to their satisfaction. On the surface, this overwrought process seemed designed solely to indulge Galul Jaja's love of competition, but it served a deeper purpose. By forcing the candidates to interact with the electors, also elders of the various clans, the Dawn Servant hoped to impart a greater understanding of Tuliola's diverse cultures and history, and in so doing cultivate a fitting heir to his title. Dun dun dun. Okay, Alphano. Although I've been in the back room before, there was no time to see the sights. I should like to take a closer look at the equipment. Alizé. It's a relief to see that Galulja is doing well. He's been through too much for one so young. Uklamat. Papa always said he didn't want a somber funeral, so we celebrated his life together with our victory. I'm sure he would have loved it. I like to think he was watching us from the world beyond, filling his cup every time we filled our own. Kryl. From a group that plotted to undermine a tyrant king from the shadows, to one that aids their fellow citizens in the open, Oblivion has come a long way. Raha. For the people to take it on themselves to organize and hold the funeral, it speaks to their enduring love for Sphene. Blablabla. Shale. While we proposed the funeral, the royal administration took on the brunt of the planning. One of their number can better explain what the ceremony will entail. Alexandria mourns. Galulja wishes to go and collect his flower for the funeral. Galulja. The flowers are being handed out at Praxis Park. I'm thinking of heading over there now. Uklamat. We'll join you. There's a man I would like to speak with. Gosan. He was apparently Sphene's aide, and the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go. Geode. Many are expected to attend the funeral, but there is no venue in Alexandria large enough to host the entire population. But since the altar will remain for a while yet, we plan to pay our respects after the crowds have gone. Praxis Park. Is that outside the apartments? It is not. Oh, okay. It's up here. Near the government sector. Buklamat. All correspondence was being handled by the Wing of Reflection, so this is my first time speaking with Gosan. Galulja. Here he is. Gosan. Alizé. Judging from all the activity, I presume the funeral will be held here. trial. While it appears souls are still being issued, supply must be limited now that they are no longer being harvested. The grim faces in the queue tell the tale. Raha? It makes sense that Sphene had loyal aides such as Ghassan, given how much time she dedicated to walking among her people. Alpha Node? Wulklamat's attendance will surely help strengthen relations between the two nations. I get the strong impression that both Tuliyola and Alexandria wish to put this tragic past behind them. Did I speak to Gulja? Yeah, I think I did. Ghassan. Why, you're... Wulklamat. I am Val Wulklamat of Tuliyola. Thank you for extending us an invitation to Queen Sphene's funeral. Ghassan. We are honored, truly. I had seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I am Ghassan, former chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, I have been responsible for administering affairs of state. Gulja. Can we get our flowers here? Ghassan. Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the counter yonder, alongside the regulators. Wulklamat. What? We need to wear regulators for the funeral? Ghassan. Ah, rest assured, they're not a requirement. We're aware your people do not use them. You see, people in the Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending funerals. As such tokens were black, it was suggested that we might wear regulators painted the same color. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as we are able. Wulklamat. I see. Ghassan. Yet regulator or no, the important thing is that we remember Queen Sphene. Remember her and her kindness as you make an offering of your flower. Wulklamat. I will. Ghassan. The proceedings will soon begin in this plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower. Flower schmower. Whoa.
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands.
Though we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands.
Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen Sphene brought us together. Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better, for ourselves as well as those around us. And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we must. We will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts, that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
Yeah.
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolo. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yokui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit. As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help. What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead? I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad. But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
Alright. Trial. This seems a good place to continue our conversation. Raha. Simply leaving Alexandria won't solve all their problems, I fear. The problem runs deeper than that. Galulja. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought that up. Alphino. I hope the altar can provide comfort to those who need it. Alize. Seeing that child reminded me of myself, of how hard it was for me to accept that grandfather was gone. That sadness is what gave me the strength to come this far, and I would never choose to forget it. Never. Yeah. Right on, Alize. Right on. Whoop. Of course, no voice acting. Wuklamat. Hey, Galulja? Do you really know nothing at all about your mother? Galulja. Shale searched the system for information on residents, but the only Mamulja she found listed were my father and me. Even if she died and was erased from people's memories, she should have been there. But she wasn't. Uklamat. Well, that you're here means she was here too, inside the dome. There can't be any other way about it. Perhaps we should try looking again. Do you want to know your mother? Let's ask him. Gulja. I think so. Even if it makes me feel sad, I want to know her. So I want to try looking again. And if I don't find anything this time, I'll give up. Uklamat. I see. Well, if that's what you want, then I'll help you. Kryl. I'd like to help as well, and I believe I speak for the others too. Sure. Galulja. But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral. Raha. We came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave just yet. Kryl. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that can serve the people of Alexandria. Galulja. All right. Thank you, everyone. Kryl. I can very much relate to his feelings. I pray Galulja finds what he seeks. Galulja. We might learn more about my father too? I hadn't thought of that. Uklamat. If this is what Galulja wants, then I'll help him however I can. After all, we're family. Alphino. I understand all too well Galulja's desire. For the longest time, I found my own father's actions inexplicable. Alizé? If no records remain of Lulja's mother, then where do we begin our search? In search of the past. Raha has an idea on how you may proceed with your investigation. Raha, assuming neither memories nor records of Galorja's mother remain, we must cast as wide a net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. Evray, if you could make inquiries outside in the outskirts, the rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. Alright. Damn, are you guys gonna be all scattered throughout Solution 9? I don't want to miss that. Need my flavor text. Let's see if they really do. Gonna be a pain in the ass to try and find them though. Where are you? I'm not going that far in. Who's this? Oh, I mean, apparently it was Queen Sven's idea to create these gardens. Now that she's gone, it's up to us citizens to maintain the facilities we've been given. That seems like a fitting way to honor her memory, don't you think? Sure. I don't think I'm gonna find any NPCs. I've been debated. Oh well. Carissa. It's such a heavy burden to bear at that age. I just hope Galulja can find the time to relax and unwind every now and then. Yeah. I can't find anybody. I'm just gonna teleport the rest of the way, even though I'm like right there now. Ugh. Alright. Middle-aged Tonawauta. Am I DC'd right now or what? Oh. Did I not click on him? I swear to God I did. Let's take my helmet off. That. There we go. Middle-aged Tonawauta. Sorry, but I've never heard of a Mamulja woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Zeralja. You might have better luck talking to the people over at Tonawauta settlement to the north of Everkeep, in a place called Uwayawada. The resilient son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another. Or so the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Kaniloka. Your exchange with the middle-aged Tonawauta has taught you about Zeralja's devoted. North of Everkeep. Interesting. Alrighty. Who's next? Fresh-faced Tonawauta. You're looking for a Mamulja woman? Oh, Galulja's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I only know a little about Zeralja, and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut us off from the outside world, Zeral Vidral had appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zeralja assembled a party of warriors, and with them confronted and felled the beast. It was interesting to hear of the king's feat in the past. Your exchange with the fresh-faced Anawada has taught you about a battle with a Zeral Vidral. What a battle it must have been, between the king's men and the Zeral Vidral, and all without regulators too. Man, I'm bad at maintaining accents. Change between, I don't know what that was, to Australian, back to whatever the hell it was. Where are you, you silly NPC? Yeah. Chatty Shatuna. A Mamulja woman? Their people have never been a common sight around here. Why, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She was among an entourage of Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tuliolal after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they could have been trapped in here with the rest of us. Your exchange with the chatty Shatona has taught you about a Mamulja woman. I haven't seen the Mamulja woman or any other of the Landsguard since then, but I suppose it's possible some of them were trapped here with the rest of us. Oh, alright, it's back to solution 9. Geode. This funeral is only the first step towards helping the people overcome their grief. We'll keep looking for ways to support them during these trying times. Galulja. Ah, you're back too. I told Shale all about your search. Trial. Zeralja rarely made public appearances, so the people had no idea how he spent most of his time. Yet I believe therein lies the key to the answers we seek. Raha. Solution 9 is vast indeed. Even with the teleporters, we could cover but a small portion of it. Uklamat. I'm sorry, but I couldn't find out anything useful. None of the people I questioned had heard of a Mamulja woman before. Alasay, Lamachi didn't seem to have much luck. How did you fare? Alphino? While I failed to learn anything directly related to Galulja's mother, I did find information which may shed some light upon Zeralja. Shale. Galulja has told me all. We've previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere this time. Notes of a Mamulja woman. Notes concerning a Mamulja woman who belonged to the Landsguard. Notes of Zeralja's devoted. Notes concerning a settlement located in Yawata, whose people are said to be fiercely loyal to their king. Yawata. Notes on a battle with a Zeral Vidral. Notes concerning a battle between Zeralja and a mighty beast occurred in Yasulani. Shale. Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different peoples as well. Let's combine all our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. So, Saralja brought a retinue of Landsguard to Yasulani, among whom was a female Mamulja. His mission was to rid the region of a Tural Vidral, and I believe it's safe to say that that was the crisis in Yue Yawanta he resolved. Uklamat. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. Alizé. We also heard stories about the settlement in Yawanta. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Saralja made regular visits. Alphino. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would be ideal. And if this Mamulja woman had remained there, they would have had occasion to come in contact. Shale. I see. But what could Saralja have been doing in that village? Fucking. Cryle. I think we can answer that question. In order to retrace Saralja's steps, Raha and I spoke with a researcher who worked at Origenics. He said that, approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, per the King's direct order. Shale. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the King's jurisdiction. Raha. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. Shale. It's plenty to go on. Even if the work there was classified, any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into transportation records, there it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation. Large deliveries were being made to Yawanta, far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Glulja. Do you think that's where my mother was? Buklamat. We can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. Glulja. This is amazing. Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all of this out. Ra. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. Buklamat. So we'll be investigating this secret facility in Yawanda then? And this time I want you to come along, Glulja. Shale. Yawanda is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the drift downs. Glulja. Alright, Thank you, Shale. Shale, make your way to the Drift Downs when you're ready. Kilusa will have a hover cargo ready for you. Excellent. I'm assuming it's, yeah. Alrighty. Damn, JD, man. Still at it. Cryle. While the researcher we spoke with remembered that he had colleagues, he couldn't recall details about any specific individuals, not their names nor what they were like. Alphino. Someone would have noticed if Zaraja traveled from the Drift Downs. I expect he utilized a flying vehicle. Uklamat. We've seen how much has changed for the part of Yasulani that's on this side of the dome. I wonder what it's like on the other. Alizé. The settlement in the outskirts. That was originally Tonawatson as well, yes? I wonder if Yua Yawara is similar to it. Raha. Weapons developed in secrets with the aid of devoted followers. Nothing good will have come of this. Kilusa? I'll remain nearby after dropping you off. Just let me know when you're ready to head back. Alright. Galulja. So the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. Muklamat. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it'll be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Gulja. Alright. Be careful, everyone. You want a fuel station now accessible. Ah, yes, trust dungeon. Very good. Glulja. Don't worry about me. I'm good at hiding from beasts. Uklamat. Small talk. I promised to look after Galulja, but I've spent hardly any time with him. I'm going to make up for that. Alphina. While I alone haven't seen much of the dome, I am no stranger to braving the unknown. I will not slow us down. Trial? We've seen the havoc that Veligomanda wreaked on Urkopacha. I wonder what this other Tural, Vidral, might have left in its wake. Raha? If the facility was used to research new weaponry, then it will have had tight security. Even if it has been closed down, let us proceed with caution. Alizé? I can't help but be reminded of our foray into orogenics. And of Kafkiwa. RIP. Alright, let's get the gang. Wait, did I speak with him? Yeah. Ugh. Ugh.
Let's give it our all.
Let's get to it.
I stand ever ready. 'Twould be a pleasure as always.
I won't let you down. Let's give it our all. I won't let you down.
Twould be a pleasure as always.
Give
I
it our
stand
all.
ever ready.
I won't let you down.
Twould be a pleasure as always.
Let's give it our all.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's go with that. Raging Ronek. My father must have come here for a reason. Lightning hasn't let up here either. There a beast here too? Of course, my dude. And we're gonna be pulling them all.
We mustn't hold back.
Oh my. What again? What's she talking about? Oh, maybe that's because I pulled ahead. Limbloom Zag now. Giljar, that one looks mean, be careful. Wuklamat, I guess we've stepped into its territory. LSA, we've no choice but to press on. Yeah. The hell? Uh-oh. Whoa. The hell, man?
I have you now.
What a shitty coffer, what the fuck? So the facility is still here. What kind of research did they do here? How do you know what research is, kid? Ooh. Caniloca corpus. Research notes. While His Majesty Zoralja is not the first to conceive of transferring a beast's soul into a person's body, safety and ethical concerns have ensured no earnest attempts have been made to date. Yet our king believes that there is no greater evil than to hinder the potential of man, and so he has ordered us to make this conception a reality. He would bolster our military might and break through into the outside world. If our research will further this ambition, then perhaps it is worth pursuing. Wuklam just standing on the note. Classic Wuklam inserting herself into everything. Ooh, rotting house. Wait, there's a research note there. Come on, zombies, wake up. Blah, blah, blah. Rawr. He's just chilling.
There!
¿Dónde?
Hold still.
What happened here? Wait. We're reading. Research note. Our bodies are fragile vessels. Although the infusion of another person's soul confers strength and vitality, the soul of a beast yields mixed results. Even when stripped of memories, a feral soul can induce psychological instability in the subject. I suspect this is because primal instincts remain, and while a certain amount of bestial ferocity is expected, and I dare say welcomed, too many such souls can lead to physical mutations. For now, our objective shall be to determine the threshold beyond which a body is at risk of uncontrolled mutation. Wow. Look at all the people. Get out of the way, you stupid fucking Wookiee. $705. Wow. Trash. Whoa. Grrr. The hell are you doing?
No holding back!
Research note. The rate of transfiguration may be dictated by the potency of the soul consumed. We've experimented with veins of great power, but mutations were observed after the infusion of merely a single soul. No better was this phenomenon illustrated than with poor Atticus. His body was altered irreparably, and he lost all capacity for rational thought. While the primary objective of this research was to utilize the soul of a Sora Vidral, I struggle to see a path forward. An alternative approach must be considered. Ooh, I can go inside. Cool. Research notes. If the source of our failures thus far has been the inability of our bodies to contain feral souls, what if we were to reverse the process? By purging a beast of its memories and infusing it with a man's soul, one still possessed of its own memories, we stand to gain absolute control over a vessel of great power. My subordinates, who first proposed this brilliant hypothesis, shall have the honor of being the first to transcend our meager limits. I must prepare his soul for extraction at once. Poor fool. I have a bad feeling about this. Overseer Caniloka. This is the man in charge. Dark Souls? Fog. Hey, I'd say you could do that. What the Nice random ass shit going on in this dungeon. I like it. Cool. Ooh, redstone.
Are you all right?
Aw. What a pain in the ass. That's probably good enough. Ooh.
Back off!
Back off. Get out of the melee range. Ow. Dark
You'll not
Souls.
escape this!
Ooh. Whoa. Is that a storm? I don't know what the fuck that is. Cool. You grab the bloody aggro mook.
You'll not escape this! You'll not escape this!
Cool.
not escape this!
Whoa. The fuck? Tural withdrawal, Luni Piatti. Creepy. Has that thing been sealed away all this time? Tural withdrawal, no doubt about it. Must slay it before it breaks free. What did I get? No. Material, yay. Whee! Cool. Luni Piatti. Son of a... Carbuncle reskinned. Loaf? Ooh. Cool. Whoa. What the fuck? Oh my god! Oh. Oh. Heal me. Heal me. Heal me. Heal me. Oh. Wow. I got time. Cool. Hey, what's going on? Oh shit. Hey, get back here, man. Oh, come on, bro. Give me a break. Cool, boss. That's a big asshole. Gimme. Aiming. Ooh. Hmm. Alright, let's see what these guys say. Ook. Phew, we did it somehow. Cryo. Wait, I felt the earth shake all the way from the cliff. But so Google just says. It's still breathing, if only faintly. It's still alive, damn. Alizé, that was too close. It mustn't have been easy to imprison such a creature. A tyrant of Tural, truly a fitting description. That's what he said, I think. Yeah. Let me see what the hell these guys are talking about.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Valley Armanda.
Dude, look at that tooth. All the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it like Armanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zoralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
The echo, I knew it. It's been a while.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
So, you've given him permission?
Teishalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Land's Guard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliyollal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours.
She wants the lizard
That which I
dick.
seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Are you alright?
I was until you asked me.
Teishalja. Could she be my mother?
Mm-hmm. Same voice
Like
actor.
the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in the Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubiko women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kaniloka returned to, Could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishaljar there.
That's where we're going next, then.
It seems this Kaniloka was in charge here. From your recounting, he was quite dedicated to Zeralja. Alphino, the villagers were likely monitoring the imprisoned Tural Vidral at Zeralja's behest. And at some point, they became involved in the research of souls. Klamat. Teishaljar, you said her name was? I wonder what her story is. Kryl? That you should be able to peer into the Tural Vidral's past. I wonder what that implies for the beast's consciousness while it was sealed away. Alize? Now that the danger is behind us, it started sinking in just how unsettling this place is. Hard to believe it used to be a village. Rolja. I wish I could see into the past like you. Then I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't any other Mamulja women here, for a long time I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. But when I visited Tuliyola and saw some, I was finally able to picture her in my mind. And one day I hope I can see what she actually looked like as well. Alright, so apparently if you don't click one of these options and try to complete the quest, it'll come up with a new window or some shit. I want to see how bad it is. Oh, it's not that bad, I guess. I feel like it should have been better to just highlight it or something like that, rather than make a new window. Especially since you can move it around. Weird. Let's take quick arm. Little jar. Is it alright if I go around by myself now? Among the abandoned, Kryl is eager to begin searching the research facility. While we've discerned the purpose of the research conducted here and the traces of it that remain might afford us greater insight into what came of it. Let us take a look around for information as well as a way to the upper level. Dayelm. Ululja. What happened to the people here? Did they all leave, or did we already meet them? Alphino. To think that people actually volunteered their souls for these experiments. Success was far from guaranteed, and even in the best case, they would cease to be men. Was their devotion to Zeralja so absolute? Alize? It won't open, and I don't think it'll yield to our shoulders either. We'll have to do it the old-fashioned way and find the key. Wrought iron gate. Wait, no. Raha. I wonder what Veclug would make of this research into transferring souls. Yeah. Really? The researchers likely moved between the upper and lower floors, levels. Perhaps we can find a key among their belongings. Yes, Uklamat. It makes me angry to think about what they did here. Yes. Wrought iron gate. Hoyo, 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 hoyo. A lift can be seen behind the wrought iron gate. As sturdy as it appears, the gate will likely resist attempts to force it open. A security panel is nearby. Perhaps a verification key will open the way. Test subject's journal. They are recruiting volunteers for a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others, but they wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. This might be my chance. Soul transferred a few days ago. I can write. Can write good, yes? I'm good. Very good. Getting hard to control strength. Today bit off hand of feeder. Cannot help it, so strong. Hungry. Always hungry. Cannot control. Eat. I must eat. Am eater must eat. You find nothing that resembles a verification key. Perhaps you should search elsewhere. Open cabinet. Give me the key. Supplies for the staff are neatly arranged within the cabinet. Among the various items is a manual outlining regulations and tranquilizing gas to be used in emergencies. You dig deeper and find a verification key. Perhaps it can be used to open the iron gate. Wow. Alize, you found the key? Great, I'll call the others. Thank you, Alize. Alize, it seems the key can be used to operate the lift as well. Up we go. Muklamat. So, this is the observatory. I didn't expect it to be similar, but this is a far cry from the temple that held Valagarmanda. Raha. All the machinery appears to still be in operation. I expect there are auxiliary systems in place to ensure that monitoring can continue even in emergencies. Auxiliary. Kryl. The warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's failure. Most likely. For a blessing, we managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. Buklamat. Right then. Let's see if we can find some clues about Galulja's mother. Galulja, I think I can use this terminal. Shale taught me how. Oh, what a bright kid. There's so much data. I don't what we should look at. You don't know what we should look at? Maybe? Where's the quality control? Raha. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name T-Shulja. Beep beep beep. Gululja. Ah, it brought up a lot of results. They all seem to say the same thing. T-Shulja, Administrator of Experimental Treatments. Research logs. This sounds good, doesn't it? Kryl. Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all. Alpha no. Then let us take it with us to the back room and have Shale analyze it. Kryl agreed. Gululja. Alright, I'll transfer it to this storage device I brought. Whoa, how convenient. Hey, why's my helmet back on? Alright, I changed jobs. Gululja. There, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone. Uklama. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for the both of us. Yee. Smile. Vuklamat. It seems safe to say my brother returned to Yueyawata for the Tural withdrawal. He wanted its power no matter the cost. Kryl, I'm glad we could find what we sought in that abandoned facility. Lolja. Kilosa is really good at driving the hover cargo. I wonder if I can learn how to drive it too. Calm down, kid. Alpha no. I'll not soon forget our visit to that facility. It was a troubling reminder of the depravity that can arise from the belief that souls are simply a resource to be exploited. Depravity. Alize, I admit that Tural withdrawal gave me a fright at first, but then I remembered who felled the mighty Veligarmanda. Yes. Raha. And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents. But first things first, let us deliver the data to Shale. Charlie. You're gonna make me go there. Geode. You found information on Gululja's mother. You lot never cease to amaze. Alpha no. Having now spent some time in these harsh environs, I feel I have a better understanding of how much of a steadying presence Sphene was to her people. Muklamat. Galulja had no trouble keeping up during the outing. He really is his father's son. Galulja? It was Shale who gave me the storage device before we left. She said that we'd probably need it. And we did. Now that makes a bit more sense. Alize? From what I can see, things haven't changed much since the funeral. People are still listless like before. Cryle? I've been thinking, it may behoove us to learn how to use the various devices found throughout Alexandria. Better late than never, after all. Raha? The data will be in good hands with Shale. Shale, welcome back. Galulja has already given me the storage device. There looks to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need time to process everything. Alphino, in that case, Alize and I might take ourselves around the city and check on the people. Alize, their mood has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. Shale, understood. I'll let you know as soon as I've finished my work. Alize, thank you. We'll see you again soon. Shale, decrypting files isn't the hard part. It's when the number of digits in a password is unknown that the long nights begin. Galulja, I'll stay here with Shale. There's a lot I can learn just from watching her. Ultimat. I share our friend's concern. It's not surprising that the Alexandrians are having difficulty coping with their grief. Still. Cryle? I suspect the Alexandrians' plight reminds Alphino and Alize of the Garleans. Yeah, me too. Little wonder they feel compelled to assist in any way they can. Raha, I met some members of Oblivion on my way back here. They themselves were returning after having paid their respects to Sphene. Geode. Guidance of the Hetzo. Geode's concern is writ plain upon his face. Alize isn't wrong. The mood out there is still grim. Some of the Turali remember a time before they were dependent on the Sol system, but even they're unsettled and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. With good reason, too. The journey home won't be an easy one for those who've grown old. That's why it's mostly been younger folk who've been leaving for Tural, ones with no elders to care for. Wuklamat. Word of that problem has reached us in Tuliolal. My brother is doing all he can to see the Shak-Tural Railroad restored to operation, so that people may come and go more freely. Unfortunately, the tracks only go as far as Vanguard, so some traveling by foot will still be necessary. Geode. Even so, the railroad would make things a sight easier. How long before it's back in service? Muklama, I couldn't say. When I left for this visit, Kona seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shell is working on the data, we could go and see the state of it for ourselves. To Shaloni Station then. I'll make sure to keep Kona informed. Geode, let us know if there's good news concerning the railroad. We can disseminate it through our network and hopefully put some minds at ease. Why are they doing that shit? Oh, people may come and go more freely. Right, yeah, fair enough. Good old Jal. Say hello to Kona for me. Alright. Kryl, Raha and I will keep an eye on things here in your absence. Raha? I would be astonished if they were able to restore railroad service so quickly. The locomotive was nigh obliterated in its collision with the dome. Shale, you'll have plenty of time while I work on this, trust me. Shishinawezi Springs. Wolika. Where you at, Wolika? Wuklamat. I filled Kona in. He asked that we continue to support the Alexandrians as best we can. Need a weak way. Operations are still suspended, but we're trying to remain optimistic. It's good to see you looking well yourselves. Olika. Vow of resolve, and every Ornstein to boot. What can I do you for? Uklamat, we're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Tural that can't make the journey on foot. Olika, I see. As it happens, the Vow of Reason is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Is that you, Kona? Ah, scratch the on his way. Hey, whoa, and you get up. Looking good, Aaronville. Gasp. Did our little Bun finally outgrow his old clothes? Eleneshpia. I should have said the first one. Aaronville. Ah, stop that. As you well know, my previous attire was that of a gleaner, and I have chosen a different path. It was time for a change. Nice. Muklamat. You're here about the railroad too? Aaronville. It was in part for my sake that the original Dawnblazer was sacrificed. So I felt it only right that I assist with its replacement. Speaking of which... Kona. I assume Letmachi has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report? Bolika. The new locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty pulling her into the station, in a manner of speaking. You see, when we used the Dawnblazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all other considerations. Now we're back to our original problem. How to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of Mewahetson. Aaronville. That is, the Ronek. Though the Hetzaro that follow them are none too pleased about their Hetso being spooked by the noise of the locomotive either. Kona. The solution I've devised to quieten the railroad should address that complaint. But a silent train presents a different danger. The Ronek will need to be deterred from wandering across the tracks. It's a weak way, and I suppose we can't just blow the whistle at them, or they'll panic and be put off their grazing again. Uklamat. Weren't the rail routes plotted to avoid the Ronek's preferred grazing areas, though? It's odd that they're getting so close in the first place. Aaronville. The Ronek's grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I am not certain why, but I intend to ask the people of Mewahetsoan for their insight. Kona. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter. And I too would hear what the Hetzaro have to say about it. They are the ones most affected, after all. Erdville. I believe it would be best to begin by consulting their leader, Quato. The rest of you can accompany us to the Hetsaru encampment if you like. Omnita Weekway. It's only recently that the Ronek changed their grazing patterns. They didn't stray so close to the tracks before. Molika. For now, we'll continue work on the silent locomotive as planned. Here's hoping that whatever you come up with won't require a total overhaul. Yeah. Amen, brother. Cake on the clap. Shipetto. That's Kona, Vow of Resolve, is it not? I can scarce believe it. Yeah, that's him. Kona. As committed as the Hetsaru are to tradition, they are amenable to the unfamiliar. Or so I am told. Uklamat. To think all of this can be packed up at a moment's notice to follow wherever the Ronek lead. Lead. My voice. Ernville. Our prior visit to the Hetsaru was also on railroad business. Pray they do not take us for train enthusiasts. What's wrong with that? What to? Vow of resolve, vow of reason. I bid you welcome to our camp, but what brings you all the way to Mehwahetsawan? Kona, I thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of the Shaktural Railroad. Quato, you too have noted the Ronek's unexpected change in behavior then? My son, Shepetto, has been looking into this matter. Shepetto? Normally, we'd expect the Ronek to keep to their favorite grounds nearby for a while yet. And despite a thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing in Piari, Yonan, and Yawetanane. Yet they refuse to keep to where they usually would, instead pushing westward toward your railroad. Quato. I certainly see no cause for this unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. Kona. As any true Hetsaru would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am of Hetsaru descent. My parents traveled with the Ronek as well, though I myself have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe, you see, during such a migration. One of many sacrifices necessitated by a nomadic lifestyle, I am forced to assume. Yes, he told us this before. A chance encounter with a kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade, that I might fend for myself. I became a stall keeper in Tuliola's markets, and that is where the Dawn servant found and adopted me. I had already been in the palace some time when Lamachi came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. Watto, truly. I have never heard of the Ronek choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor of any Hetsaru willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. There must have been some exceptional circumstance. Kona, I cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps that I might better make excuses for their actions never much appealed to me. But if they had good reason, wouldn't you want to know? Even if it might help you better understand the Ronek's current behavior? But that's a bit of a stretch. Let's go with the first one. Even though it's probably related somehow. And then we're gonna tie it in. Kona, as is so often the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hetsaro way may arise from fear of reopening old wounds rather than blind fervor for innovation, it would nevertheless see me repeat past mistakes, and to refuse to learn one of our country's treasured traditions would make me a poor Dawn servant indeed. Please, teach me of the Bronek and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. Huato, we would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. Kona, will you learn of Hetsaro culture with me? I should like to approach this with the fervent curiosity that you and my sister share, but it would be useful to know whether I am, doing it correctly. Wuklamat, then it's settled. You'll learn more of the Ronek and we'll have a look around the plains, and perhaps in the process we'll find the answers we seek. What's that little dangly thing on Erinville's bag? Kona. My knowledge of the culture I was born into is from written accounts alone, and few of them at that. Huato. It will be a joy to share our traditions with the new Dawn servants, as we once did with Gulul Jaja. Shepetto, the quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do as we do. I hope you're not above manual labor. Kona, I am not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit, but I shall put forth every effort. Shepetto, that's all we ask. Take these tools. Shepetto, now introduce yourself to anyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. They'll be happy to teach you what to do in exchange for another pair of hands to do it. Kona, let us meet back here later to share what we've learned. Brother, I already know about these guys. Huato. Yep, already said that. Shepetto, truth be told, we don't get many visitors keen to learn about our way of life. Around here, anyone around here will tell you whatever you want to know, and then some. Alright. Hetsaro, you're here to help? Well then, why don't I show you how to care for a Ronek's coat? Go ahead and run your fingers through it. Gently now. As you stroke the Ronek's coat, you note that many portions are shaggy and tangled. Fond Hetsaro. This one's fur is a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should thin it out. Would you like to give it a try? You'll need the right tool for the job, mind you. A comb of the type you're used to would just get lost in the tangle, like as not. Oh yeah? I've got a fur brush. A sturdy brush suitable for grooming even the fluffiest of Ronek. Fondetsara, Ah, Geppetto sent a runic brush with you, did he? How like him. Now, just run it through one little patch at a time, gently. You dutifully brush the runic until your arms grow weary from the prolonged battle with its coat. It appears much tidier now, though the same cannot be said for your clothes, which have acquired a new coat of their own. Fond Pizarro. Well done. With less excess fur, our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat and less susceptible to illness. A combed coat also makes it easier for us to identify injuries should the need arise. Ruffled Ronick, after admiring your work, you try and fail to brush the fur off of yourself. The Ronick preens. On Hitsaro, you should come back during shedding season. It's a sight to behold. But thanks to the Heto's prodigious coats, we never want for clothing and blankets. Talkative Hetsaro. I'm afraid I've finished with my tasks for the time being. But since you're so eager to learn about our way of life, why don't I tell you a bit about our migration customs? If you're here, you likely already know that the Ronick are our Hetso, our guides. Right. So, Hetsaro. Okay. That the Ronick are our Hetso, our guides, that we travel with through the turning. Oh man, I'm tired. If you're here, you likely already know that the Ronick are our Hetso, our guides, that we travel with through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us to fertile lands with all we need to survive. But you may not know that sometimes the herd splits into two, bound for different paths. On those occasions, we Hetsaro must also part with half of our number. You may think it a strange and stressful custom, but over the years it has seen us visit new lands and broaden our horizons as a people. This too is the wisdom of the Hetso. One more tidbit for you. When the herd splits and we part with our kin, we exchange a wish to meet again wheresoever we are guided. Tsipya Ashis Hetsaro Nherioan. Cool. Troubled Hetsaro. This won't do. The wind will go right through it. And me without my needle and sinew. Mending kit, a box containing bone, needles, sinew, scraps of hide, and other helpful mending accoutrements. Oops. Troubled Hetsaro. Oh, these are precisely what I needed. I should be able to patch up the covering now. Given how often we pack up and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Ronick hide they're made of is durable enough that we generally needn't worry. Ronick's hide's sturdiness makes it an excellent material for clothing and shoes as well. Of all the many gifts our Hetso bestow, it's the most versatile. I don't know how we'd get along without it. Playful Hetsaro. You're learning about the Hetsaro way of life, are you? I may have a thing or two to share, but rather than talking your ear off, let me test your powers of deduction. I find answers much easier to recall later if I arrived at them myself. Our Hetso provide us with something that we use in medicines, poultices, and soap to drive away pests and to sustain our fires. What is it? Bones? Whose? Or whose bones? Is it dung? Again? Meat and organ? Meat? Let's go with the dung. Playful Hetsaro. It sounds like there's a story there, but that is indeed the correct answer. We've discovered myriad uses for Ronix chips over time, each a boon to our way of life. Where there is a need, our Hetso always provide. I know city folk are squeamish about dung, but you can't deny generations of results. I won't ask that you march across the plains and fill a sack with it, only that you keep an open mind about our customs. Yeah. Where's Kona? Supposed to be keeping an eye on him. Didn't I pass him? I swear I saw him earlier. When I looked out this way, I thought I saw him. Kona, where are you? Oh well. Sneaky little Kona. Plateau. Yep, same as before. Geppetto. You smell of the grass and the wind. Which is a good thing, I promise. You could nearly be mistaken for one of us. And with the horns of a Ronek to boot. I have to wonder how Valkona is getting on. I assumed he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty, but it seems his wish to understand us was sincere. Ah, there he is now. Hell yeah. Connor, apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the Ronek and ended up rather far afield. I found myself wandering hither and thither at my companion's inclination. To force us back to the trail seemed inappropriate. But how was your own work? Have you anything to share? It's our life revolves around the Ronek, but in turn the people receive all they need. Ronek are treasured members of this community as important as family. Connor, yes, I feel the truth of this myself. While I was hesitant to leave my fate to the whims of the Hetso rather than tread man-made paths, I arrived where I was meant to be all the same. Mine is not the only way, though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive of how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. My parents had a duty of the Ronek, as they did to me. Had a duty to the Ronek, as they did to me. And so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish an act as I once believed. I have no way to know, of course, and regardless, this has no bearing on our present concerns. We are here in service of the people of Tyrell, after all. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today, and I will endeavor to remain curious, especially where the Hetso are concerned. Geppetto, I'm glad to hear that, Valkona. You're welcome among our herd anytime. Better. I expect Val Wuklemat and Erenville will be back soon as well. Quato, it seems Valcona has come to an understanding with the Hetzo after all. The warmth of family. Kona appears loath to part from his Bronic companion. Uklama. Kona! How did it go? Kona. I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hetzo. They nourish the Hetzaro as they grow and provide warmth and companionship in a harsh and unpredictable world. They are the equal of any man, not beasts to be tamed. Moreover, Ronek are sensitive. Though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale, they must ever be free to follow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hetzaro would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. Erenville. Then it is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit the Ronek's once favored grazing grounds. Uklamat, as we were told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just the Ronek. Even the birds and field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Ceratoraptors, but they looked to be passing through in a hurry. Kona. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with natural disasters. Earthquakes, landslides, and the like. Erenville. Though the Hetzaro would have surely put two and two together were the cause geological, I measured the area's ether to be certain. There was indeed nothing to suggest recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. A strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. Large animal, perhaps? What do you think, Kona? Kona. Given where we are, I believe we are dealing with a powerful beast. A predator, perhaps, given the local fauna's behavior. Uklamat. One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. Quanto. It couldn't be. Turu Hetzo. Kona. Turu Hetzo? Geppetto. Ronek Reaver in the common tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetzo in the night is another evocative one. Ronek can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Turu Hetzo. Their scales are tough as adamant, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce them. Erenville. A well-toothed carnivore with an unusually tough hide. I cannot recall any such fauna in this region. Geppetto. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds keep well clear of them. I can't tell you why this one is so far from home and it's pack both. Connor. In any case, I believe the source of the Ronik's consternation is clear, as is our next move. We must drive this reaver away, that they might return to their grazing lands in peace. Never fear, we will make certain that the beast threatens you no more. Aaronville. Powerful creature behaving unusually. Left to its devices, it may well become a Tural Vidral. We must attend to it ere that happens. Uklamat. Those Ronek Reavers must have a hefty set of teeth. But I'm not worried. We've fought worse. Kona. The Ronek Reaver is a clear threat to the local population. We cannot allow it to roam unchecked. But it won't do for us to go running off in a search of it without having made proper preparations. And if others returning from across the plain have spotted it, they may be able to inform us of its recent behavior and where it might be found. Bushy tail.
Help! Help! Duruhetsu is coming this way!
Duruhetsu.
It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety.
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
And after they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
Make haste! We must protect the Ronek!
The Ronek.
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
There they are!
They're terrified. We must do what we can to soothe them.
Aww. The hell, man? Why'd you let me fucking... The hell? There we go. There, little fella. Cute.
That herd should be all right. Let's look for stragglers. The Ronek are Turali too. None shall be left behind.
Run!
There must be something up ahead. Come!
Come.
There!
Oh, no, you don't.
These are no match for the likes of us.
Drag them all together. Oh, damn it. Oh no.
In a panic is clearly an understatement. More are coming!
Oh, no, you don't. Whoa.
You're mine.
Alligator. Oh, he's a strong one.
All or nothing then.
Damn.
It seems that did the trick.
For the fodder, at least. But where's...
Whoa.
Look there! We've got a big one coming!
Impenetrable scales and wicked fangs. That's a Rona Griever, and no mistake.
Damn. No.
There! That one there!
Save him. Damn, cool.
Not so fast! Even should it cost me my life. I will save the head soul!
Kona! Are you alright?
Do not concern yourself with me. Get the Ronek to safety!
There. You've nothing to fear.
He. Yeah. Fluffy.
Right! Let's finish the job!
I made a vow to our people. You shall plague them no longer!
Pew, 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 pew.
You'll find the vow of reason is not without resolve. Some time to think, will you?
Wow, what did I think?
It must have a weakness, and I will find it. Keep it busy. I need time.
Ooh, shook.
Right! Go for the legs! Thinking corner!
Damn, it's still taking no damage.
A protective current of ether. But whence does it flow? I've got it! One well-placed piercing round to the chest and... You're done for! That stemmed the flow of protective ether.
There's nothing stopping us now! Still not backing down, huh? Fine with me!
Curse that ether ere the Reaver recovers it!
This is going to hurt.
Cool.
We did it. The Etso, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mehua Hetsuan. Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats, but the local fauna appear to have calmed down.
Hetson.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Bow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetso.
I did no more than is a Dawn servant's duty. The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say, we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
Incredible! Kona, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again. Still haven't forgotten the last one. And it's been more than 20 years now. I had come as a trader to the camp in Lozenihetta. A camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster.
Lozenihetta. That's where the Pelu trader found me as a babe. Please, can you tell me what you saw?
As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro.
Shut up. Maybe system sounds nice.
Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a Reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. "We're distracted," I heard one cry. "Save our son! Save the Hetso!" After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Ronek thunder. I ran and ran. As the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast. Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
And what became of their child?
I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
Maybe not. But perhaps a passing Pelu would. And one day, even a Dawn servant himself. All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see, they didn't abandon me. They were trying to keep me safe. I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family, even after they were gone. And now that I am Dawn's servant, all of Tuliyola is my family. A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
Sag. Bruh. They're done talking. Better just mute it just in case. Yep. Oh no, here we go. Nice. Perfect. Okay, what to... If Valkona counts us among his family, then he is part of ours. Shepetto, you made felling that Turu Hetso look so easy. On behalf of the Hetso, thank you. Aaronville, we certainly got more than we bargained for when we set out to solve our railroad conundrum. Uklamat. I can't imagine how Connor must be feeling right now. That Reaver, you don't suppose it was the same one that... maybe. Huh. Man, when is this gonna end? Yeah, I think I'll finish this off next time. It's longer than I thought it would be. Thought I'd be done by now. There's probably not much left, but yeah, I'll finish it off tomorrow, I think. I'm tired. GG.